everyone, I'm Emma, a certified dog trainer.
And I'm Kirsten, a certified dog behavior consultant.
And this is Dog Chats. Join us as we chat about dog behavior, having fun with your dogs, and building relationships. We will offer practical advice and a bit of humor.
Welcome to episode 6, Adding Another Pet to Your Home. Emma and I are really excited to talk to you today about bringing in a new dog or a new cat to your animal family. And just some thoughts we had about that because we're both living it right now.
Yes, and that's the main reason we decided to do this, because I've brought a new dog into my home and I already had a dog here.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and I added 2 kittens because that made sense. So to the house with 4 dogs and 1 older cat.
So we thought it would be fun just to chat about what that looks like to us and what we've had to manage and the things that we've seen. So first of all, if you're thinking about getting another dog into your house, some of the things to think about, right? The age of your existing dog or your cat in that case. Would they like a puppy coming into the house, or would that be too much for them? And anytime we're thinking about adding another animal, it's always the dog or the cat that's already existing in the house.
That resident dog should have some choice.
Exactly. And it should fit their lifestyle. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah. You know, you mentioned age, and the women who run Legions of Dogs, which is basically a company about adding another dog to your home, talk about 3 years apart is what they see as a really nice spread. And it's interesting. I've been watching clients with multi-dog homes, and I see what they mean, because too close together, there can then be competition. You know, if they reach sexual maturity at the same time or social maturity. But if there's a big spread and you have a puppy and you're bringing into a home with, like, you know, I've got a client with a 14-year-old dog and a puppy, that's hard.
It is tough on that older dog. I mean, like, sometimes they're okay with it, but there's a lot of management that you have to put in place if you're bringing a puppy into a house with an older dog.
Yeah.
And we really want our older dogs, when they get to that stage of their life, is just to have it good.
Oh, absolutely.
Like good times, not to have to go, oh my goodness, I have to deal with the puppy this morning.
Right.
We want their end of life to be awesome. Right. Awesome.
Yeah, so true. But I thought that 3-year spread was interesting. And
I like that.
Based on a study that I didn't look up, but I can. Just email me if a listener wants to know.
There you go. And so I'll talk a little bit about Buddy, who's our new little buddy for our dog Kiva. And I honestly don't know what the age difference is between them, because the shelter has said 4.
That he's 4?
But his personality seems more like 2.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he seems
he's a late for the party.
He's got a little bit of puppy in him. So when we were thinking of getting a new dog, it was, and this is something that happens with everybody, you're looking for maybe another dog to keep your other dog company, and we did think that, but it also had to be a good choice for us as well. Our lifestyles, are we home enough? Do we have time for 2 dogs? Because it's a little bit more work, you know, once they settle in.
Yeah, some things are more work, and I find some things less work. And the fact that they entertain each other. Right?
Yes, that's the big thing I've noticed, is I feel less guilty having to go out sometimes because they play with each other. Not sure if they play when I'm not here, because a lot of dogs just go to sleep when the people aren't there. But they play with each other so much that it's really, really nice to see. Yeah. So that definitely can,
that part is easier. There are things that are harder, though. I notice when I haven't had just 1 dog since I was in my 20s. And then when I added a second dog, I'm not as likely to bring both dogs out somewhere. You know, I'm not going to take both dogs to a restaurant or both dogs to a picnic. And maybe that's okay. Maybe they're happy at home anyway. But one thing I wish that I did better then that I do now is rotating. So you have to get 3 dogs. So there's 2 at home, and then you can bring one to the picnic, right? Because if you bring one to the picnic, the other one's looking out the window. But no, it's it is, that can be more work, thinking about getting them out, getting them, you know, their mental and physical stimulation and just exercise.
It's really interesting you said that, because previously I had 2 dogs, and they used to do everything together. We never left one at home and brought one for a walk. We never ever did that. But with our new dog, I feel like I can do that. I still want Kiva, the existing dog in the house, I still want her to have that fun that she had before the other dog came. on maybe hikes or just some off-leash stuff. And I want him to have experiences on his own where he's separated from her, where there's a little bit of bonding with us going on. So there's nice things to do to separate them like that, but it is extra time. Like I go, ooh, I got to get up a little early today to make that happen.
Yeah.
But on the other side, what I've seen is Kiva can be a little reactive, great with dogs off leash, but on leash,
she talks a bit.
She's a little bit like, and if they have something to say, she'll have something to say back. And I find when I have him, she's a little bit more ready to take on the world.
Oh, yes. It's contagious.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say the opposite.
No, he's just like going, well, I don't know.
That's
but she's like, hey, let's look for trouble.
That's definitely the case in my house.
Yes,
if I'm walking just Charlie, he's like the little prince, like looking at people. Hi, oh, there's a dog over there. But if I have one of his sisters, he's just like game on.
Yeah.
Don't look at me. Don't talk to me. That's my sister. Get away.
Exactly. So those are the things that you have to think about when you bring that extra dog in there.
Yeah.
What your lifestyle is going to look like. Like I love to go out for coffee, and luckily enough, both of them have lovely mat work and they both just lie down together now at this stage. But it is a little extra.
Yeah.
You have an extra dog with you. It's not as easy as just bringing one and, popping your mat down and off you go. The size is an interesting thing to think about too if you're getting another dog.
Yes.
So you have sort of similar to me. I have a big dog and a small dog, which is the first time I've had a small dog.
Yeah.
So
it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, my biggest dog and smallest dog love each other and wrestle. Neve and Mick wrestle. But I always have to have one eye on them because he's so big. There's that size differential. There are times where she squealed and they're just playing. And I look over and I realize, oh, he just kind of rolled on her. Yeah, stepped on her. Yeah. And when I leave the house, those two have to be separate. And it breaks their heart, but I just can't trust because they don't know how to stop playing. And they're 8 and 9. Isn't that funny?
And that's the way I feel about them too. I kind of, it's early days. I just have Buddy just a few weeks now, but I use my crate a lot.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to think about too, is there's a lot of management that happens when they come into the house at first.
Oh yeah. And look at, he's just sleeping.
He's sleeping nicely and he's great now. And it just teaches him to take a little break from playing too. And sometimes I have him out and you can hear him scratching himself now probably in the background.
Because we're talking about
sometimes I have them out and they relax together, and then sometimes the play just goes on a little bit too much. And Kiva, my bigger dog, can get a little rougher.
Yeah.
So I have to kind of monitor that a little bit. He's well able for her, but just because she just doesn't realize her size.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of fun and tugging. But management, let's go into that a little bit because once you've decided, yes, it's for you, and that you're going to bring another dog in and you think your other dog is going to like you bringing another dog in.
Yeah. Or cat.
Or cat, because we're going to talk about the 2 kittens a little later on. Management stuff. And just to start off that, I can tell you when I brought Buddy into my house at first, they had met somewhere else, which we should go into a little bit as well. They met in a neutral area. They both loved each other, ran around. I was like, this is great. And then I brought them home and I didn't put any management in place. Oh, me, the trainer, didn't put any management in place.
Well,
what was I
perfect.
thinking, right? And they just kind of weren't as sure of each other in the house. Mm-hmm. And we saw little things coming out, like he would growl at her if he was eating something, or he would growl at her if he was on my lap. Mm-hmm. And I just had to go, stop. And I had a couple of trainer friends just to remind me that management is important.
Yeah.
And so we created that by having some separation, using crates, and it just mellowed everything out.
And you feel better, right?
And I felt better. Yeah. I felt like I didn't have to be watching them every single moment of the day. Mm-hmm. So management things, when you bring that other dog into the house, after they've done a nice introduction in a neutral place that, and most shelters allow you to do that, which is awesome, to have a little greet, or rescues allow that so they can meet each other beforehand. But when you bring them into the house, have your management set up.
Yeah.
So what are the management things? Well, for your 2 kittens that you brought in recently.
So many. So, the difference with cats is they can jump over stuff.
Yes.
And these guys were teeny kittens, so they were getting through gates. And I tried to follow the the 2-barrier rule. So there was either always a pen and a baby gate. So it was slow enough that if a kitten got through towards the dogs, I could catch them. Or the dogs were on leash when we were doing our initial greeting and the kittens were behind the gate. So 2 barriers of safety.
Just remind everybody who's in your house already before you brought the 2 kittens in.
Yeah, so older male cat, who my female cat passed away, and I thought, oh, Jackson's so sad. His best friend is gone. I'll get him 2 boy kittens. Not knowing much about cats, that's just been a learning experience. So Jackson's spending a lot of time outside. He's accepting them. He doesn't love them. I'm hopeful, though. And then the 4 dogs. And one of the dogs with huge chase drive, who has killed many rodents and chases cats that come in the yard that aren't our cats, Mick, has been, ironically, the easiest one. Because in the home, he just relaxes. The hardest one has been Neve, the rat terrier Chihuahua mix, because she loved to play with my old female cat, Callie. And so she's trying to get the kittens to play. And I have hours of video of her bouncing around. I say it's like West Side Story. And she's like, dancing. Want to play now? Want to play now? And they just keep swatting her and they just miss. And she's like, oh, okay, want to play now? She just doesn't have an off button.
Oh.
So she's the one I have to watch the most.
Yes.
Because she doesn't know how to let them just be.
So your management then is you did the double gates.
Everything. Yeah. Yes. Kitty's in the bedroom.
Yes.
So because I have to have a door to close because it quickly got over anything that I constructed. So they have their own safe haven, but then each day I would take them out and do a little bit of relax on the mat with the dogs, licking a lick mat, relax on the mat with the cats. And I had no idea you could train a cat on the mat. Emma and I are taking this class. Well, we've actually almost finished it.
Yes.
Unchased, and we learned the unchased protocol. And the instructor had said to us, Alexa Davison, cats can relax on a mat. I thought, you can't train a cat to do anything. No way. You can. I have great video. So they're in their own room. If I'm home, they're behind the gates. I also bought a cat tree, and the cat tree is next to one of the gates so that they have a way to get up and over the gate quickly if they need to. And there's a bench there so that if Neve starts to play chase, and she's really playing in her mind.
Yes.
But if they get nervous, they can go up the cat tree and just get that height.
That's great.
Yeah.
And, and we work a lot with introductions with dogs and cats.
You do.
So, well, now you do, right? You've got good experience now. But it's always the case. We can't just come in there and look at the dog and just say, what can we do for the dog? We have to make sure that we're looking after the cat as well. So if you have an existing cat, there's stuff like that, creating a space that's just theirs, creating high spaces where they can jump to away from the dog, a baby gate that they can go over as long as they stay over there. Or you might have to do double baby gates on top of each other to block a door. But all of that is amazing management, like a crate, even a crate even for the kittens when you're doing introductions.
Yeah, I did. I had a giant extra large crate.
Oh, that's
that
good.
They were in because I had to keep them safe from Jackson, the boy cat.
Yeah,
because he could jump anything, right? So,
yes. You just have to be sure. And cat introductions to dogs, it can take a while. It went faster.
Doing it. Yeah, it went faster than I thought, but I still don't leave them all together if I'm not paying attention.
And if there's existing cats, it can take even longer for them to go, okay, you're all right in the house. So we want to make sure we give them time. We've got great stuff that we know now about putting cat litter boxes in there and their sort of enrichment and stuff like that you can do to keep them happy while we're doing a safe introduction. But then back to a little bit more of the management stuff. If we have another dog coming in, feeding in different areas so they're not right beside each other until we can kind of figure out, are they comfortable around each other and stuff like that.
Same with treating. Right, giving treats.
Put a treat in both ends and give separately, so they're not right face to face. That's really good. Sleeping too that's a great thing for the crate. That's what I'm doing now. I actually have my little dog in a ginormous crate. It's like almost a Great Dane crate, but that's his sleeping space at night. Just so that, again, I'm thinking about my older dog. Who knows if she's older than him or not, really, but she's the bigger dog.
The former,
the former dog. So She likes to sleep in a lot of places. She starts downstairs and then she comes up in the middle of the night and sleeps beside the bed. So I want her to have her option to be able to get into that bed if she wants to come up. So right now it's for me, it's nicer to have him in a crate, and he has his beautiful plush double comforter type of bed. That's really good. So that's really good as well. We talked about supervision of play.
Yeah. I'm going to jump back into sleep, though.
Yes.
Because you made me think of something. Yes. So I have several clients when they added a new dog. There was a sleep issue in the night where the resident dog is sleeping in the bed.
Yes.
And new dog jumps up. 2 or 3 clients, this is it. And I love what you're doing. You're allowing that resident dog choice, better not, but you're not giving access to the new dog until you're really sure they're comfortable. And a good analogy, right? The very first woman I mentored with, Chris Anderson, talked about adding another dog to your home. This isn't like, being pregnant with a sibling, seeing this happen, this slow thing you're talking about for 9 months. This is more like your partner comes back from a bar and is like, hey, honey, just so you know, I'm adding somebody else to our relationship.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Yeah, you have no say in this, right? So it's hard.
I'd be like, take your bag and
Exactly. So for a lot of dogs, that's a shock.
Yes.
There's no talk about the new dog coming. And the way that we are so closely connected and bonded with our dogs, it's in some ways, it's not the parent-child relationship. Mm-hmm. For some of us, it's almost like, the dog's the best friend. And now all of a sudden, 3 of us are going to go to Europe together, not the 2 of us. And so being really empathetic to that resident dog.
I know. This has been, even as a dog trainer, this has been a really interesting experience with me, because when Buddy, the new dog, was showing all those behaviors, I was like, I don't know if this is going to work. Yeah. And, you may think this is silly, but I did say to Kiva, Miss Kiva, if you don't want him here, we can figure this out. But because I will say he was a foster dog. Mm-hmm. So that's why I had that option. Right. So not that I was
Which is a great option, a great way to introduce.
Yes. So I had that. So I would never, if I had adopted him, I would have never said I'm bringing him back to the shelter, but we were in a foster situation. And for some reason, the day after, they just started playing with each other and got really comfortable. Yeah. So I think that initial thing was she was feeling unsure and he was feeling unsure. So we need to give them a little bit of time to adjust to each other as well. Right. Once we've seen that they can get on, we just needed a little bit of time. And now they're like best buddies.
So cute.
3 weeks in, they're like best buddies.
Yeah. Gosh, and they're all so different, right? I've got the 2 cats, August and Elliot, who they look identical. In fact, if both their collars fell off, they're black cats. I don't think I could tell who was who. So luckily they're wearing blue and yellow collars. But Elliot is all about me and my lap and any other human in the room. And if one of the dogs is lying down, this kitten goes and lies down next to the dog. It's amazing. I'm
sorry, I'm getting so distracted because one of the dogs is dreaming right now. They're making a lot of noise.
They're dreaming about kittens.
Can you hear that?
I can't, but I love that sound.
Sorry.
That's right. And then the other kitten, August, is just this parkour. I can't say shit disturber, but he's a shit disturber. Like he's the one, the dog's sleeping, and he goes up and here I'm so worried about them, and he's swatting that sleeping dog. Or if he's in the hallway and like the doorway and one of the dogs walks through, he's swatting them. So I'm doing all the same behavior mod protocol, right?
Yes.
All the same desensitization. Oh, smell the cat blanket. Oh, this is where the dog's sleeping.
Yes.
But how it can really work differently, because like you always say, look at the animal in front of you. In this case, look at the cat in front of you. And how this was a combination of 2 new cats with 4 resident dogs and another cat. Yes. So I can't even do the math for all those, how many different handshakes would be happening if they were introducing each other. But
and now where is everybody at in your home? Like who's adjusted and surprised you?
Well, so Elliot, the kitten, it's as if he's always been there. I mean, he knows how to read the dogs. He gives the one space that needs space. He will move away if it's like a tight spot in the hallway. Uh-huh. He's incredible. He's just a very socially aware animal, I would say. And he sees the social roles playing out. Doesn't ever pester Jackson, the older cat. Where Augie is all about going to go up in Jackson's face. Jackson's eating and he'll come in and try to eat. Like he's missing some social cues.
Yes.
So they're all out when I'm home, but I always have one eye on them. And when I leave, kitten's away.
Kittens away. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, just to be safe. And there's cameras you can get that are just $20 that you can get a camera and have an app for it.
Yeah.
If when you're at that stage where you're making that transition of them just being sort of on their own and you want to see what they're doing, you can kind of keep a look at it. And even you don't even need to go out and buy the $20 camera. You can do it on Zoom, because we all know how to do that now. Set up your computer on Zoom.
I never thought of that.
And then,
that's so funny.
And then mute yourself so that your dog or your cats don't hear you, and then just walk out for a little while and just see what they get up to. I mean, like, this is a great thing if you're working on building independence with your dog anyway.
Right.
You can do it that way, but just to see how the 2 dogs or 4 dogs or how many dogs are in your household, or cats, how they're actually doing when you're not there. Are they just relaxing? Are they pestering each other?
Such a good idea.
And then you get a gauge of what might be going on. Or are they having a party? Are they like opening all the drinking cabinets and having a drink and
opening the tuna?
So just to summarize then what we think people should do if they're thinking about bringing a dog in, and learn from definitely my mistakes that I made at the beginning, and just our experience of what we just have right now. And both of us have smiles on our face, because it really is awesome now that there is some sort of, like, everybody's kind of going, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
We're in here and we can...
It's copacetic.
Yes. Mm-hmm. We're all doing great, and we know the routine and we know how it works. Yeah. It's just... It's such a joy. I'm glad I pushed through a little bit, because I was unsure for a little bit of whether she really wanted another dog in the house, even though I felt like she did. And now I know she does, because she just is so happy when she sees him.
And I have the sad guilt of, I thought Jackson wanted another cat in the house. He probably wanted an old female, and I brought in 2 little boys. But there's moments where he's coming up and connecting with them, and I'm giving him special time. So when the kittens are in the bedroom, I make sure he gets extra petting. He gets his own wet cat food, and
I think there's another piece to that too, that he had a sister that passed,
and he saw it.
And that
absolutely so true.
There's so much, and we're going to do a podcast on just our dogs passing, because that's close to our hearts, or our cats passing, animals in general. But we have to look at that dynamic too. Right. If you are bringing another animal into the house, is it because, or soon after, another dog or cat has passed in the house, and what's their emotional state?
Right.
Because they really do show that. But I won't get into that now,
because great point. Yeah. And then another interesting part of this is I got the kittens when both my girls were away at college. And I'm hoping my older daughter doesn't listen to this podcast, because she came home for a weekend and wanted nothing to do with the kittens.
Oh, no.
Because she feels like I got them too soon. And, so it's also the other people in the home.
That's
she's
true.
not necessarily in my home, but
she's grieving too.
She's grieving too, and so it felt fast.
Yeah.
So she's not showing a lot of love towards the kittens right now, and it's a lot of different people to think about.
There's a lot of emotions, like when we had our past 2 dogs. The first dog, definitely my husband's dog, loved him, and I brought the second dog in, and I could tell you it took a couple, he liked him. Yeah. But I think it took a couple of years for him to love him. Yeah. So we want to make sure everybody in the house is good with it too, or can build on it. But anyway, back to those little steps we think everybody should
management, take. So important.
So let's start with deciding whether it's a good fit for you, right?
In a neutral place.
In a neutral place, but making sure it's a good fit for your dog as well. Right. Or cat, whoever is the existing animal in the house. Neutral place for the introductions. If you have somebody that's like from the shelter or whatever that can watch that introduction and tell you what's going on, or a rescue.
You can even, I've had people, reach out to me just for a session to do that.
Exactly, and that's really good. And I was going to say, if it's not from a rescue that does that, or if you're coming from a breeder, you could have just a friend help you with that introduction, maybe in a backyard or something like that. So that it's even I've had my brother's dog come visit us, and we go for a walk first.
I love that.
So a nice little neutral kind of getting
walk.
to know.
Yeah, and not letting them meet right away on leash, just doing some walking, and then
letting them know, to get to know each other. Your management, making sure actually no food bowls are sitting out, and sometimes I say no toys out to begin with, because I just don't know what the situation is. And just let them get to know each other.
Yeah.
And then you can slowly introduce toys and stuff like that, but feed separately.
Yeah, gates in those tight spaces. When I used to board dogs, those hot spots, like coming in from the yard to the house, or when everybody's in the house is going to go out to the yard. Having that a nice slow exit and entrance, and that having a gate in front of a door can really help with that, or an X-pen in front of a door. Excellent. So that there's not that arousal up moment of boom, and then somebody bumps somebody, and
which
then
you probably saw when you arrived here today.
Yeah. So just thinking about, in your home, are there hot spots?
That's good. And then remember, crates are an awesome thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even like a Kong in a crate where they're separated, and one has it outside, one has it inside. It's great for that.
Yeah, and doing that relax down. That's Emma and I learned so much in the class. And the little licky mats, I had never used a licky mat really for that. Licky mats are
awesome
because they're so accessible. Some dogs, if they're nervous or they're worried about somebody else getting their food, it's hard. The Kong takes some work. I love it, but the lick mat takes no work.
And again, we're talking about separate,
not on either side of the baby gate. Or in my case, it was a dog on leash with the lick mat behind the baby gate, and then the kittens down the hall with the lick mat.
And it can be that distance. It doesn't, because we say on either side of the baby gate, doesn't mean they're like right up against
nose to
each other.
nose.
It's like they're a little distance away.
Or dragging a leash too. Sorry to interrupt.
Dragging, that's good
for a new dog with a harness.
Yes,
cut the handle off. And so that way, if there is a scuffle, you can just step on that leash, or
and you have a little bit of management with that. So that's awesome. So I think that is where we'll leave it. And I hope this helps you think about those things you might be thinking about if you're thinking about bringing in another animal to your home.
Yeah, we may have just added a lot more things for you to think about, but it's good. Rather now than later. But it's good.
We kind of overthink. We always say, it would be even easier for us to go for a walk if we didn't know what we know, because we're watching everything and thinking about everything.
Yeah.
So we hope if you're thinking about bringing another animal into your home, that this will help you, and know that it is, if you can think about all those things beforehand and get yourself set up in the right way, then it's going to be just such a wonderful experience.
So 4 dogs, 3 cats, no regrets.
Yes, and now I have 2 dogs, one big, one small, and I'm just so happy.
So happy. So much love.
Yes. All right, till next time.
Thanks for tuning in today, and hope you'll join us for our next episode. You can reach Emma at
ecdogtraining.com or on Instagram at ecdog_training, and Kirsten at
kwhappydogs.com or on Facebook at kwhappydogs. Don't forget to hit subscribe. See you next time.